Welcome to Light Talk, where the paranormal and the supernatural is a part of everyday life. Well, today we have a great guest. I'm excited to have him on the show. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and introduce yourself and we'll get started.
Hi, Dana. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun today. And we have several spirits waiting to talk to us, by the way. We'll bring them in a few minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would you like to talk to President Kennedy?
Hey, I'm related, I think.
Really? Cool, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, he's
I
here.
think.
Yeah, there's a lot of spirits here. My name's Ted Mahr. I have my own radio show called Out of This World Radio. I've been broadcasting since, when was it? 2013, about how many years? It's been like 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And I broadcast every week. The purpose of my show is to raise consciousness and prepare people for the ascension, which we're going through right now. And it's not been easy. There's a lot of challenges. The Earth has been the bad boy of this universe. There's more negativity here than there used to be more negativity here than any other planet in the universe. And it was one of the hardest planets to affect any positive change. But we're here. We're doing it. We're starting to ascend. The negative forces are doing everything they can to stop it, but I know they won't be successful. So we're kind of like the Marines. We're the first troops down here, and but we have a beautiful, bright future ahead of us, and that's been my life's work, actually. This life here. I started back in the Atlantean times, 12,500 years ago, when a small military and civilian clique blew up that civilization and brought us all back to the Stone Age. And it's taken us that long to get back where we are. We are all about spiritually and technologically the same level as the Atlanteans were 12,500 years ago. And many of those souls in Atlantis have come back now, Dana, and God's given them a second chance to make better decisions. Some have made better decisions, some haven't. For those who continue on the war path of negativity, they will not be allowed to stay here. They'll be asked to leave or forced off the planet. But there's a lot we can go into. So,
Yeah, I'm sure you've got a lot of information, a lot of knowledge to bring to the world. So
mm.
I'm excited to kind of hear a lot of what you got to say. So,
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All of us,
yeah.
most of us here on planet Earth are from the Pleiades, most, not all. There are many other planets and universes represented in addition to Earth. The Earth is one of 7 universes, and of all the planets in this universe, the Earth is the most exciting place to be right now. So there's a lot of civilizations watching to see what kind of decisions we make here now. They cannot interfere. This is a free will planet, so they cannot come in and substitute their judgment for ours. Our evolution was hijacked back in 1954 with an agreement that President Eisenhower signed called the Merida Treaty. And others have different names for it, but it's in a treaty where he agreed to allow the reptilians and the Greys abduct humans in exchange for their technology to fight the Soviets at the time. Little did Eisenhower know, Dana, that that the reptilians and the Greys had executed a similar agreement with the Russians as well. So they played us against the Russians for decades. And but we finally found that out in the 1970s because the Russians were having the same technology we did, and we finally asked them, "Where did you get it?" They said, "The same place you've been getting yours." And so that led to peace efforts with President Kennedy. He found out about it, and later, of course, with President Reagan and Gorbachev in the 1990s, which was good. Those peace agreements have been holding all the way till now, when it's amazing how many wars we've got going. We've got Ukraine, of course, and Russia, and then we've got also we've got the Middle East, which is like a powder keg. Notice where Israel was established, right in the middle of the Middle East, and it's sad, But I know we can reach peace there. Even there, we can reach peace. We have to keep trying. I can give you some concrete examples how to do that too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of wars and all going on, not even just physical wars,
Mm-hmm.
but spiritual
Yeah.
wars. And it does kind of intertwine, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual
Mm-hmm.
with the physical, it's all intertwined. Like you were saying, like with reptilians and all of that, they kind of get together and you have those conflicting stuff going on. So it's just
Right.
all in one.
Right. Right.
So sad. Mhm.
For the past year and a half to 2 years, year and a half, I've been helping other benevolent ET civilizations get rid of the reptiles. And at this point in human history, they are extinct. The negative grays are extinct as well. They're gone. But what we've got left are people who've been interacting with the grays and with the reptiles, and they're doing everything they can to hang on. But they're slowly getting eradicated, and I'm with a group of spiritual warriors and archangels who've been working on that very issue for quite some time now.
Wow.
And we're having a lot of success. I can't give you the details because of security reasons,
Right.
but um, this gives you the figures on page 45 of my new book called Creating a Beautiful New Earth, about all the different activities we've been doing. And it also includes an overview of Atlantean history and Lemurian history, how we ended up being here, and what mistakes they made. One of the things they made a big mistake was with the Atlanteans, Dana, was that they focused in on developing AI without any human controls. And what happened is that the Atlanteans became so interested in AI, artificial intelligence, is that they forgot about love and compassion and harmony and taking care of each other. They became very selfish. And some people think we're headed down that same path now. I know President Trump is well meaning with his push for AI development, but like the old saying goes, those who ignore the lessons of history are doomed to repeat their mistakes if they're not careful. So we're going down that same path now, and we need to realize the history. Now, most people on this planet nowadays don't know anything about Atlantis. They don't know what happened during that time. They don't know what the mistakes we made back then. And so we're in danger of repeating everything through a nuclear war and destroying everything. And that's why I wrote my book. It took 3.5 years to write it, but you can buy it on Amazon. You can go to my website, www.outofthisworldreadings.com, and you can get the book there. And I've written 4 other books as well. But I was asked by Adama, who's the spiritual head of Telos underneath Mount Shasta, to write the book. So I did. That was back in late 21. I did that. So it was, I'm going to change this here to gallery view. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, he asked me to write the book back in, what was it, October of 21. I was ready to go swimming in this lake, and this friend of mine, I was talking to her on the phone, another psychic, and she said, "Ted, Adama's got a message for you." Just before I was going in the water, I said, "What is it?" And she said, "He wants you to write a book about creating a new world." I said, "Okay." It took a while, things happen, but anyway,
Right.
got it done. And I learned quite a bit, and I'm continuing to write on a sequel to this book as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit going on. It also has interviews with the mermaid people. Uh, there are mermaids and mermen out there. They do exist, and I'll show you what my friend Queen Aliana looks like. She's let me see here. She's a mermaid, and her family line goes back to Atlantis, where I did know her back then, I'm told.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did know her back then. I was one of the priests in the temples in Atlantis, and we were a part of a larger group, trying to stop the madness, to nuclear destruction, but we failed. So we're starting all over again. This is Queen Aliana here. She's
Beautiful.
yeah, she's very beautiful, and she's half dolphin. She has like a fins, but she's human in every respect. Has emotions, has a family. King Ilarion is her husband. They have they're just beautiful people, and they said we're making the same. There's messages from them during in the book as well. But we're making the same mistakes they did during the Atlantean times. There's a long passage here talking about it here. And they had UFOs that flew through the air. They had planes at first, but then later they developed UFOs. And like I said, most people on this planet are from the Pleiades. Would you like to see what a Pleiadian looks like?
Sure, go ahead.
That's
Yes,
that's
they're
Samaj.
beautiful people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's beautiful too.
Yeah,
She's I know her. She's a friend of mine. She's up on my ship, and she's good friends with Billy Mahr in Switzerland. She helped Billy when he was giving his messages out in the 70s and 80s and 90s. I think Billy Mahr is still alive. Yeah, he lives outside of Zurich. I've been there to see him once. Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
you're from the Pleiades too, actually. Uh, if you ever wondered where you were from, so
okay. I mean, that's always nice to know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm from and who I am, and I've heard that I am a mantis, uh, Lemurian, and a hint of gray.
right. Yeah, you were hybridized many centuries ago, but
Yeah,
most of that DNA is out of you now. Most of it. You have like 2 or 3%, not much.
of the
Um,
gray.
yeah, right. Of the grays, yeah, yeah, but not much. But they at one time were benevolent, and the grays that are left in the Orion constellation are benevolent, but about 90% of the 90% of the grays were captured by the reptilians, and they were genetically altered to become negative and servants for the reptiles. That subspecies is now extinct.
Nice,
So, um,
nice.
and the reptilians at one time were benevolent too, until they were taken over by AI. They had they had cousins, reptilian cousins from another universe, who came into this one, and these relatives infected the reptiles with AI, and so they took them over basically. So they took out their connection with God. And one of the reasons why the reptiles had been so warlike is that they had no connection with God and they had no creativity. So they would go out and conquer other planets, other peoples, to take them over to get their technology and resources. So that's how they developed. But we're going to make the same mistake unless we learn the lessons of history. You know.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
not do that, people. Let's
No, that's all right.
not do this again.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. But
Yeah.
I grew up in a psychic family where it was normal to talk to angels. And beginning in 1976, I got in contact with my Pleiadian brothers and sisters. And I go up to the ship usually every night, every day I go up to the ship. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some, let me find something kind of fun to play for you. Um, I'll see if I can find it. Let me see here. You must have questions. I'm happy to answer anything.
Well, you have been raised in all of this. Um,
Huh?
is there anything that has ever really surprised you, even though you've been raised in all of this? Is there something that kind of like shocked you, like came about, and you're like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting anything like that," or something along that line?
Um, Yeah, it was the extent of evil on this universe.
Mhm.
That's what really I couldn't believe uh, the amount of evil and negativity on Earth, and it's gotten so bad here that there's other civilizations beneath the surface, and my book talks about that. The ones I've been in contact with are in Telos. That's 125 miles beneath Mount Shasta, and it's with Adama is the spiritual head of Telos. Wonderful man. He's 25,000 years old, but looks like he's 29, 30 maybe, not a day over. Very kind
Holds
and
the age
benevolent.
well.
But when you're in 5D and higher, you can choose the physical body you wish to appear in.
Okay.
My aging process has stopped, and I'm now headed back to 38.
You look
So,
at.
oh well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I want to play something fun for you, but uh, hold on. But they have felt the negativity from this planet, and they don't like it. They don't like all the wars going on. Um, when there's a tragedy like the shooting of Charlie Kirk, it ripples throughout the planet and the universe. Other civilizations, well, way beyond this planet, have felt the negativity from planet Earth, and they live in happy. They have happy lives. They don't have the negativity that we do, and they don't like it. We're tired of it.
Yeah.
Uh, there's six other universes, and in universe one, there's no negativity at all, and even they feel a little bit of it up there. So we're definitely we got to get our act together. This is just ridiculous. It's
I've
gone
always
way
wondered.
beyond.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered why don't we just play a game of chess or something like that to see who's stronger than the other country. Let's just
Right,
play a game of chess. Come
right,
on.
right. I agree.
All
I
this, man.
agree.
Yeah,
Let me show you.
it's just
Yeah. When this song I'm going to play for you. It's a video by Hans Zimmer. It's called Time Cyber Design Remix, and it's a picture of a satellite coming into the Earth's orbit. When a Pleiadian ship comes into our planet, the ship typically is about 10 to 15 miles up or even further up. This this video you'll see in a couple of minutes is coming in much closer, but it gives you a feeling for when the ship's landing, and I can tell you a little bit about that. Here we go.
hmm,
You see it okay?
yeah.
Okay. You can look it up on the web and see it too, but they're a little bit above this. I've been up on the ship many times, and it looks like this.
So how did he get this picture? Has he been there?
That gives you a feeling for it. Anyway,
Yeah. So
yeah, it's pretty amazing. So,
is that easy to get the pictures like that when you're up there? I mean, like, I don't know, you see all these pictures and you're not sure if it's like the real stuff or AI anymore. So, I mean,
yeah, those are satellite images that have come through.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the real deal there. Yeah, it's not AI. But when we travel to when we travel to home to the Pleiades, they're approximately 440 light years, give or take, and it takes about 6 or 7 hours. There's wormholes around the Earth, and we'll go into a wormhole and travel for 6 or 7 hours, and then we'll pop out on the other side, and we'll be in the Pleiades, which is quite a ways away.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes another day for us to get adjusted to the galactic change. There's different energies, different parts, but they look just like us, except that they're just in a higher dimension. Very loving, kind people, and they care about us deeply, and they're wishing us well to make the right decisions. They cannot substitute their judgment for us, but they do care about us and love us, and they don't want us to destroy ourselves like we have done many times before. We're literally almost there. And what's happening around in different places in the world now are attempts by negative entities to try to force us into another war, to create division, so people don't get along. So they hate each other. The negatives feed off hate. They feed off conflict. And as President Kennedy told me 2 years ago, he said that if people just realize that we all have the spark of God within us, we'll stop fighting. Because if you hurt each other, you're just hurting yourself. So in many ways, it's a very barbaric planet, a very barbaric culture. And if a Pleiadian were to come to this planet now, they would realize how far we have fallen from grace, from what we used to be like. And it wasn't that long ago. The Pleiadians seeded this planet about 200,000 years ago. And then they reached their peak at about 200,000. And then they split into two groups. One was called a group that was called the Sons of Baal, which was service to self, negativity groups based upon artificial intelligence. And then a second group was called the Law of One, where everybody was like one, part of one planet, one culture, one human family. And they were based on love and compassion. And they split into two groups. And most of the people in Lemuria were part of the Law of One. And a lot of the people in Atlantis became Sons of Baal, the artificial intelligence service to self groups. And so the problem with this planet is that nowadays it's been ruled for so long as a slave planet where people have been just into survival. Unfortunately, they can't see the bigger picture of what we're doing. You know, we don't have to kill ourselves. We don't have to destroy ourselves. But those who do love war and violence, they are being forced off the planet, and they will not allow to return. There's another Earth-like planet on the other side of this solar system in the same orbital path as this planet that's been reserved for them, and those people will go there where they will live out the rest of their existence. People like Adolf Hitler are there, is there. Mao Zedong is there. Joseph Stalin's there. George Bush Sr. is there. Hillary Clinton is dead. She's there. And they will be given another chance to ascend. In the ascension cycles, there's a major ascension cycle that happens every 25,820 years. And they will be given that amount of time to ascend. And I wish them well. I hope they make better choices. So
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Hope the lesson's been learned for sure.
Right. Then you don't have to return again. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 12 different dimensions, of which this planet has been in the third. It's moving into the fourth and then into the fifth very rapidly now. And myself, I've been to the 10th dimension. I was in the 10th 2 years ago at Mount Shasta. I was at this waterfalls in Mount Shasta, and my body turned completely white. And I was told I was in the 10th. And I have talked to God before, and I've met him several times in person. So, but everyone chose to be here at this time, and it's a real honor. There are a lot of souls who wanted to be here for this ascension, but there weren't enough slots, not enough bodies to go around. So the fact that you're here in a body experiencing Earth is a big honor. It really is a big honor to be here. Many people couldn't be here.
Well,
So
I am glad that I have actually found this group because it's been such a wonderful journey. So much I have
mhm.
learned, and so much that's just it's just crazy. And I know there's you get your head wrapped around it and you understand it, but yet it's still just so much.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
it's just
It is.
it's mind blowing, but yet it's like makes completely sense. It's just a great place to be.
Yeah, in some respects, that's true. I was talking to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and John F. Kennedy a couple of years ago, and they said, and Ben Franklin, and they all said, "We'd love to trade places with you." And the first thing I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then I said quickly, I said, "No, I know I've got things I need to do here on the planet, but they told me a year and a half, 2 years ago to save the Republic because it was in danger of getting destroyed. And even now, that's still a chance of that happening. I think the things have gotten better, basically, in some respects. But all this talk about war and fighting, if you're fighting a war, you're never going to ascend. We almost ascended back in the 60s under President John F. Kennedy. But when he was assassinated and then the Vietnam War started, we got so preoccupied with war that we lost it back then. And that's what the negatives are doing now. Same thing with the Charlie Kirk assassination, trying to create division and upheaval in the United States so that we go into a war. Certainly, the Ukraine, Russia. There was actually, that most people want peace. Most people want to live together without fighting in harmony. And if you gave it to a vote of the people, everybody would probably agree with that. But they really would. We
Yeah.
don't have to be fighting all the time.
No.
No. So, ever wonder yourself, well, why are we here? What am I doing here? What's the purpose of this place? Well, I've gotten those answers. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got them a long time
I've
ago.
kind of want a little bit. I've wondered. Um, I have like so many questions, but it's kind of like they just come at me, and
Uh-huh.
but it's like it's just crazy world. You know, I you
Mhm.
do when you look at it, I think, what is this planet for?
Mhm. Mhm.
What is this planet here for? Because you just as a human, you just come, you live, and that's it. You know, so it is now knowing and being in this mind thought, it does put more of okay, we need to really change this world is kind of where I'm looking at now. We
Mhm.
really need to upraise the energy around here and like you're saying, get rid of some of this negative.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I'll give you an example what you can do. And this is something I did on my radio show when I was broadcasting in Seattle on the West Coast back on July 25th, 2014. My show at the time was playing on KKNW on 1150 AM in Seattle. It's a metropolitan area of about 1.3 million people. And I had a show between, the show was like from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And at 3 p.m., I brought on Dr. Masaru Emoto from Tokyo. And I asked him whether I'm looking for something to show you here if I can see it. If you, he said that his techniques for creating like these beautiful water crystals, I asked him whether you could use those techniques to create world peace. He said, "Oh yes, certainly." So at the time, the Palestinians and the Israelis were fighting in the Gaza Strip, and so at 3:30 p.m., I asked Dr. Emoto if he could visualize sending lots of love and light to the people in Gaza and to Israel as well for about 5 minutes. That's all we did, 3 to 5 minutes, and we meditated and asked for help from God and asked for a 12-hour ceasefire for food and medical supplies to be supplied and exchanged between both sides, the Palestinians and the Israelis. And so my show ended at 4 p.m. I went back to where I was staying at 8:30 p.m., turned on the TV, and right there, I turned on CNN. And at the bottom of the screen, it said that in a spread banner, it said that the BBC is reporting that the Israelis and the Palestinians just agreed to a 12-hour ceasefire to exchange food and medical supplies. Spontaneous, no plan, just spontaneous. And after that happened, it led to a series of peace agreements that lasted all the way up until October 7th, 2023, 2 years ago, when the current conflict started. So on the show, if you don't mind, I'd ask everyone to put their hand on your heart. Send lots of love and light to the Palestinians in Gaza and to the Israelis, and ask God to help create a peaceful place there, and a true ceasefire where people can exchange food and medical supplies to help the wounded, and to create the conditions for a peace in that area. And just for a minute, visualize the whole place being covered in golden yellow light, which is a healing light. It worked back in 2014, 11 years ago, and I know it'll work again today. We are all powerful spiritual beings meant to create a much better and happier place. And we have that power within us because we all have the spark of God within us. Visualize the whole area, that whole Middle Eastern area, in peace and harmony, where people have stopped fighting and true peace is being achieved in that area, and they've stopped killing each other. A second thing you can do is to call in the Galactic Alliance. Now, the Galactic Alliance, of which I also work with, is an alliance of 450 million planets. They have 7 trillion souls, mostly human, all benevolent. And they and the Pleiadians and all benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations have been very concerned about what's going on here on the planet. And if you do what's called the hue, it's actually, if you know Eckankar does this too. You say the hue 3 times, goes like this, hue. That's a flag to the galactics, and they'll come in and help you. So I did it once. Let's do it twice more. Hue. And one more time. Hue. You can use that also for any situation or any problem you might have, and ask the galactics for help, and they will help you. A third thing you can do is to say what's called the Ho'onopono healing prayer from Hawaii. Do you know that prayer?
I do not. I haven't heard that one yet.
Okay, I'll teach it to you and your audience now. It's a very simple prayer. It's Dr. Emoto used to use it to clean up water pollution, and he used it to clean up. Well, I'll give you a true story. I used the prayer with Dr. Emoto's help back in 2022 and 2023 to clean up Fukushima. And I had my audience say the prayer every week for like 3 months, and also did that visualization with the golden yellow healing light in the area as well. And after that 3-month period, the radiation level in Fukushima dropped by 90%. And we have the scientific studies to prove it for those scientists out there who want, quote, hard proof. We have the hard proof. And that there was a scientist who wrote a paper about it, presented it at a water conference in Bulgaria a couple of years ago. So we have published results in the peer-reviewed science publications. So that also works. The Ho'onopono prayer is very simple. You say, "We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Please forgive us."
Please forgive
You can
us.
repeat it. "We're sorry. Please forgive us. We thank you and we love you."
We thank you and we love you.
So what it does is that it forces people to take some responsibility for what's happening, but then it sends lots of love and light to the other side so that they can heal. And that little effort does have a big effect. So we can do the same thing for world peace in the Gaza area and Ukraine, anywhere, by saying this whole Ho'oponopono. It goes, you can embellish it too. You can say, we're sorry for that you're fighting. Please forgive us. We thank you and we love you. It's a very simple prayer, but it's very effective. There was a doctor named Dr. Hugh Lin in Hawaii who used this prayer very successfully to treat over 100 mentally ill criminal patients in his psychiatric ward in Honolulu back about 10, 15 years ago. Do you know the story? What happened?
No, I haven't heard
Okay.
this one either.
Okay. Well, this is a great story, a very positive story. He was a clinical psychologist, and he was traditionally trained, of course, and then he got this posting to run this clinic in Honolulu, and there were about 100 people in there, and they had all committed serious crimes, murder, robbery, you name it, and they were deemed incorrigible. They couldn't be healed by the state of Hawaii, so they were put into this institution forever. They'd never leave. And he said, what the heck? Why don't I just try this? So he went to the local Hawaiian elders and said, how can you heal people? And they told him about the Ho'oponopono prayer. So he read all the files for all of his clients, and he started saying the prayer, and as well as the people, the inmates in this institution, started saying it. And within a year, every single person in that facility became healed, and they were all released back into society with no reoffenders.
Nice.
So we can do the same thing to bring peace. We can bring peace to Gaza. We can bring peace to the Ukraine and Russia. We can bring peace to anywhere where there's fighting in the world. We can even bring peace to Washington, D.C., to Congress. I mean, it's possible.
That with hope.
It sounds funny, but they fight all the time. So let's, but it's a very simple prayer. And Dr. Hugh Lin, Lin, wrote about it, his experience, a book about it, and it does work. So the Ho'oponopono Hawaiian healing prayer. Yeah, it does work. Yeah, we're sorry. Please forgive us. We thank you and we love you. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Everybody get together and let's do that.
Absolutely. During the Atlantean times, and I write about this in my book, they would get together millions of people to do prayers and meditation, and it really had a good effect in Atlantis. There's a university called the Maharishi University, International University, south of Iowa City, Iowa. Where is it? It's just south of Iowa City. I haven't been there, but it's a university founded by this guru from India, and all they do is teach about meditation. And they have prayed before to lower the crime rates, for people to live peacefully, to stop fighting and killing each other, and it's ended up with significant drops in crime rates and a better quality of living for those who've done that. So it does work. It does work.
I've heard things like that where with the levels have always been dropped when you get such a large amount of people praying and whatnots like that. And yeah, I hear that happening.
Yeah, right. What happens that you plug into the God within all of us. And when you do that, that definitely has an effect in tying to that God energy to help any situation improve it. Yeah. Yeah, and it does work.
Awesome. So cool.
So.
Wow. Oh, so much we got to do for this earth, huh? So much work now.
Well, it's a lot of work, but we all chose to be here at this time. It's a free will planet. We all came here voluntarily. I've been here 52,000 years. Or I've been here actually 2 Mayan Katun cycles. The Mayans divided time into Khotun cycles, and the larger cycles, each 26,000-year cycle is called a Khotun cycle for the Mayans. And at the conclusion of every 26,000-year cycle, there's an ascension event, and we're right in the middle of an ascension right now. If you miss this ascension cycle, you will be given another chance, but you may have to wait 26,000 years before you get it. There are also two more ascension cycles, smaller cycles. There's one that occurs every 2,000 years with Masonic figures like Jesus and Buddha coming, because Jesus was roughly 2,000 years ago, a little more than that now. And there's a Masonic figure that comes every 2,000 years here to Earth. But Mother Earth, there's a third ascension cycle that's every 100 years as well. Like in the United States, there was the Roaring Twenties, music like the Charleston and all kinds of excellent music and whatnot. But that represented a spiritual jump, an ascension, if you will, but it's on a smaller scale. So, but Mother Earth is pretty tired of all the negativity, and so people who don't want to help with the ascension now will not be allowed to stay. They will be exiting, and their souls will go to another planet that's been created in lower third dimension, and it's on the other side of the solar system in the same orbital path as this Earth is here. I don't know what it's called, but as I said, the negatives are already going there. Adolf Hitler's there, George Bush Sr.'s there, Hillary Clinton's there. They're all going over there now. So Obama's there, by the way. Yeah. What we see in Obama now is a clone. He's a clone. Many of them are clones. So
I heard that with Princess Diana, that was like a setup, and they just they had like a clone for here, but they actually took her to, where was it, Mars or something like that. That's what I've heard.
Huh. Interesting. I haven't followed that, but yeah. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to know, but
yeah, hard to know. I mean, it's just hearsay to me at this point, but yeah, kind of crazy what how they do that.
Yeah. There was a book named Paul Dennett who wrote a book. It was back in the 1920s when he wrote this book. And he had gotten very sick and was in a coma for a year. And after he woke up after a year, he said that he had traveled 3,300 years into the future and visualized and was shown what has happened to humanity for the next 1,300 years. And I have excerpts of his book in mine. And he talked about what happened on Earth during this century right now. And people lost their morals. They became increasingly self-concerned. Families got smaller because they didn't want to spend the money. They didn't want to spend the time on children. And it was kind of a sad part. But we got through it. But it wasn't easy. Just because we stopped caring about other people, we became service to self rather than service to others. And that's what AI represents. AI, by definition, is artificial intelligence. There's no tie into God. There's no harmony. There's no peace. There's no compassion. But that has limits. And the reptilians who were taken over by AI eventually became a very warlike and negative civilization because they couldn't create anything on their own, because only God can create. And so they had to steal and trade for whatever technology they got. That's why they liked humans so much. They looked at us like cattle because they would use us as slaves to make technology for them to use. So
I can see that happening.
Yeah. The whole the jab thing, with the vaccines, those were all an attempt to take the souls out of people's bodies. Most people who've taken those jabs have lost their souls, or more than 50% of their souls. There is a way to get your souls back. And I want everyone today to send lots of love and light to our Pleiadian brothers and sisters and to the Galactic Alliance, because they have been sending lots of love and light energy to Earth since November 2018 to help people wake up to the ascension and also realize that they need to take responsibility for their actions. And we've all chosen to be here at this time so that everybody has a stake in it. It's not it wasn't a right to come here. It's a privilege to be here right now on this planet. And you can learn things far faster in physical form in 3D on this planet than you can in the spirit world. And that's why a lot of people came here now to experience being here and learning lessons. Yeah. You can learn lessons in the spirit world too, but you can learn them faster here. So this is my last lifetime before I go back to my Pleiadian brothers and sisters. So anyway.
Well, we'll miss you.
No, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You can help us out. The ones that I don't know where I'm at on that, but I'm sure I'll be back. I have that feel. I'll be back.
Well, the nice thing is, for our children and children's children, they'll be coming into a fifth dimensional society on Earth. It'll probably be a lot like Telos is right now, where people love and respect each other, where there's virtually no crime, maybe a little crime, but not much, not compared to what it is. We won't need the military we do now or the police forces, because people will know how to act. And they will know how to treat each other respectfully and a loving heart. There won't be all this fighting all the time that I'm pretty tired of. But anyway, I know a lot of people. All this money for arms and bombs, what good does it do?
Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Just like the song.
Absolutely
nothing.
Absolutely nothing. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. In some ways, the military machine that was turned on in World War II was never turned off in the United States. And actually, the industries which rely upon war just kept looking for more wars. And if they didn't find one, they'd create one somewhere. In a way, you know what I mean? I mean, that's basically what's happened, So
I've been hearing too that the other beings, I can't remember which ones, but the other beings have actually shut off some of the nuclear bombs that were supposed to have been shot out.
My Pleiadian friends have done that.
So they are stopping them and disconnecting or doing something so where they're not actually active.
I can tell you quite a bit, but let me see how much I should tell you.
Okay.
All of that is true. And they've shut off many nuclear, when either a Russian general or an American general in the past, or a Chinese general, has hit the launch button for a nuclear missile at either country, they've shut down, they've scrambled it so they can't use it.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Good. And thank you guys.
I can't give you details, but they've been doing that now as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you all, because it's much appreciated. I appreciate it.
That's why I like sending lots of love and light, if you don't mind, to our Pleiadian and Galactic Alliance friends, because they have been working very hard behind the scenes to help all of us here on this planet. And I appreciate them for sure. But people don't realize the tremendous amount of work they've been doing to help us, and they really have been. Yeah, they really have been helping us a lot.
I hear that. I hear that there's been a lot of help behind the scenes, like you're saying. So, I thank them all. I thank everybody involved with helping stop this. It's madness.
Yeah, it is. It is madness. Yeah, it is madness. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Hmm.
yeah, it is crazy.
Hmm.
It is
Hmm.
crazy for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm. Hmm. And of
Yeah.
course, I don't know your family history, but of course, in my family, my dad was in World War II and in Korea. My mom was in World War II. We had that generational thing of fighting and wars. I'm glad they did. You know, um, but um, but it gets kind of old when it goes on for generation after generation after generation. And there are entities here on the planet, negative entities, who just want war and they don't want peace. They want to fight all the time. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was also hearing that with 9/11 that there was some talk that was in the building about the monies being transferred over into scripto or what some kind of different form,
Uh huh.
and it was what was it? It was displayed as the planes going in, but it was really the other beings from other planets that were coming in and doing it. Does no, I'm not making too much sense right now, but
Hmm. Hmm.
it was there was a cover up is what 9/11 was. Is that true?
I don't know. I really don't know. I
Okay.
know there was an attempt by the negatives to take away the Constitution and our rights and liberties here in the United States and by the extension throughout the world. It was an attempt by a country in the Middle East to get us involved in a series of wars where we had no business of being in the Middle East, and we did. And that same scenario is happening now. I can't give you all details because of censorship,
Mhm.
but there are bad actors out there trying to do the same thing and manipulate the American people once again. I mean, we don't have the money right now to pay for a lot of goods and services in this country. So I don't understand why we're giving so much money to other countries myself. I just don't understand it myself. Isn't it time that we take care of Americans first? I don't know. I think so.
It's
You know.
it's just crazy. It's that division. I feel
Hmm.
like it's more division, like you're saying, causing the problems between the different countries and putting more division within the US.
Right.
It's
Exactly. Yeah.
it's
Right.
just there's so much division I see personally here in the
Hmm.
US, just where I live.
Hmm.
It's just so much division. Just
Hmm.
in my work, where I
Hmm.
work, there's just so much division. It's like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Right. 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 Well, I know things will turn around. I have to be optimistic. Um, and I know we're not going to destroy ourselves. I think we may come close, but the Pleiadians have said, and the Galactic Alliance has said that if we were to shoot a nuclear missile at Russia or China, that they would scramble it and shut it down. Will not be able to use it. If Israel fights a nuclear missile at somebody else, they'll shut it down. If Russia does or China does, they'll shut it down. And they've done it before. Their technology is 100,000 years ahead of us. And they are also up to 50,000 years ahead of us spiritually.
Yeah,
So yeah, they will shut it down, definitely. Hmm. Yeah, they will
that's
shut it
good.
down.
Thank you guys so much because,
Yeah,
man, we don't need it. We
right,
don't need it in so many ways. I mean, not just for the human race, but for Mother Earth, for
right,
the animals, like my
right.
little
Yeah,
moose
yeah,
back there.
yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
yeah, just for
yeah.
all these other beings that these humans don't even think about. And I have to admit, it hasn't been too long ago since I even started thinking about, wow, who else are we hurting when we do this or that?
Right. Exactly.
We're hurting
Exactly.
so many other beings, and I'm saying beings like in the grasses, the dirt, the earth, the animals, the bugs, it's like there's so much.
Yeah. Right. 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 Right.
Yeah.
When we pass, you go through what's called a life review, and you review how your actions or inactions affected both animate and inanimate objects. And you look at it from their perspective. And when I first started my spiritual journey several decades ago, um, I was given the benefit of multiple past life or current life reviews, sometimes several times a day, on how my actions would affect others. So I'm careful nowadays. It's really helped me become a better person as a result.
I'm working on it.
So,
I'm in the progress or
okay,
process.
that's
I'm
good.
working on it now.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I
Yeah.
also have a mentoring program too, where I teach people everything I know about the other side. It's just $25 a week. So, um, to sign up, you go to www.outofthisworldreadings.com. And then my radio shows are on like 10 different media channels, including Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, Brighteon, BitChute, Liberty in Canada, oh, Gab, Odyssey. There's a bunch of them I have on. So anyway, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, the
Awesome.
angels applaud you. The angels applaud you for your work. You're all helping to raise consciousness and bring light and love to the planet. It needs it more than ever. And John F. Kennedy's here, and he's thanking you for your work and mine too today to bring love and light to the planet. It needs it more than ever. And as Albert Einstein has said many times, love is the most powerful and important force in the universe. And once people recognize that, they can use it to conquer any conflict and resolve any conflict or any bring peace and light to the world, because that's what we need more than others. It's not about fighting. We all chose to be here to create a better world, and I know we'll succeed. And when we finally finish creating a better world where people live in peace and harmony, other people, other living forms from other parts of this universe and other universes will come and study us and study our records to see how we did it, because they have conflicts too sometimes in their own universes, and they need help and advice about that. Charlie Kirk was one of the people who was very good at engaging people and talking even to the most horrible people in trying to work out solutions. He is he is talking to Prime Minister Netanyahu right now as we speak.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know. I'm gonna in 3D. You call people here. I can contact him telepathically in a bit. I'll see how things went. Got to arrange the meeting. So
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see.
But you have JFK there, correct?
And the First Lady Jackie is
And the
here
first,
too.
oh,
Mhm.
Jackie's there too. Well,
Yeah.
I have a crazy question
So
for him if
so
he
so
doesn't mind.
so's George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, who I like. Abe Lincoln is here as well. I really like, yeah, President Lincoln. But
I've been hearing some stuff on Lincoln too, or just heard some stuff about his body. They had opened up and it wasn't supposed to be opened up for the public to be seen when he passed. It
mm-hmm.
was like pictures being taken and it wasn't supposed to have been done and
Huh.
some crazy stuff like that.
I don't
You know,
know. Yeah.
it's just that hearsay stuff. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. But you had a question? Yeah.
yeah. Well, since I am a Kennedy by my maiden name,
Mm-hmm.
I am curious if we are related. And if he remembers signing a document for my cousin.
You are related distantly. I don't need to know what the document is, but he says he does remember signing the document for your cousin. So that is true. Yeah. And
Very
he's with
cool.
us now. Yeah, he's here listening with us now. Yeah. On the other side, love and light really has a lot of currency. So when everyone listening today, please send lots of love and light to our Pleiadian brothers and sisters, to the Galactic Alliance, to President Kennedy and the First Lady, and our beautiful First Lady, Jackie Kennedy, as well as George Washington, he's listening, Thomas Jefferson, he's listening, and Abraham Lincoln, he's listening, and many other, of course, God's listening, Jesus, Mother Mary, Father Joseph, they're all listening here today. We have a large audience with us right now.
Well,
So it's
welcome
not
all
easy
of
on this
you.
planet. They said, you're what? Thank you, they said. They said, thank you.
All greatly appreciated to be with us anytime.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
They said, great, we'll come back when you invite us, of course.
Yay. Love it. I love it. Yeah, it's a great world with lots of beauty in it. It really is. And
Mm-hmm.
I like
It's
to
a real
see it.
privilege and an honor to be here at this time. Because like I said before, there wasn't enough room for everyone at this moment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We do have a lot of people right now, a lot of human.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate all of you to being here. And it was a great pleasure having you. And you're all welcome to come back anytime.
Are you there, my friend? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, okay, great. If people were going to tune into the show, how would they do that?
Oh, they would get into YouTube
Okay.
and they can do the search for Like Talk with Dana.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that's cool. All
Yeah,
right.
they can also get onto my website, which is www.lighttalkwithdana.com. And yeah, that has
Okay.
all my connections. I do card reads, so you can set up a time with me for a card read. You
Okay.
can see all my events that are coming up and what I'm doing and just
Okay.
everything about
Okay.
me.
Great. Great. Do you do winning lotto numbers too?
Oh, if I did, I wouldn't be here. I would That would
Yeah.
be, I should take that back. That's not what I meant. I would
I
not
know.
be
I'm just
working in the
kidding.
corporate. I would
Right.
be
I know what you
doing
mean. Yeah.
this full
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. Great. Great.
absolutely.
Great. Well,
Absolutely.
great, Dana. Well, my website is www.tedmahr, TEDMAHR.com. Also, I have another website for my readings and books. That's www.outofthisworldreadings, that's plural.com. And then I have a conference every year called the Galactic Wisdom Conference. It's the same name, www.galacticwisdomconference.com. And if you want to listen to the whole conference, we had it back in June. It's there available through the end of the year for just $25 for the whole, like over 20 hours worth of lectures from some famous scientists and famous healers and psychics as well. It's kind of fun. I do that every year. So
Did you do one in Florida recently?
I was in Florida a couple of years ago. I haven't been recently there, but I was there a
Okay.
couple of years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Because I
I
know
used to
there was
travel
a
around, yeah, all over the world all the time. But ever since the COVID stuff, I haven't much. I hope to travel next year. Hope to get out next year.
good,
So
good.
anyway, David, great, great.
All right.
Well, so nice. Thank you so much for having me on today. It's really been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. And like I say, you're welcome back anytime. And thank you for being on the show.
Great. Thank you,
Thank
Dana, so
you.
much. Nice to see you, my friend. All right.
All right. You
All
take
right.
care of
All
yourself.
right.
And we'll see everybody next
Thanks,
time.
my friend. Keep up the good work. All right. Bye-bye. Bye.